Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going over the guidelines for passing the Platform App Builder exam. A lot of people treat this as kind of like a middle ground between an admin exam and an advanced admin exam, or other people who are wanting to be app architects will take this exam as it's the first prerequisite, and it's the easiest prerequisite in my opinion. So let's go ahead and get started with this. So we have a few different sections here. We won't be doing the sample questions in this exam, but we will be doing the sample questions in another video. So about this credential, a lot of it is revolving around how you build apps. So custom objects, custom standard objects, how you use it for mobile use, designing how you're going to show your data, like in reports or dashboards, and kind of a software development life cycle is what some people call it, but how you take the app builder from an idea all the way into your production organization. So let's go ahead and move on. It's just the purpose of the exam guide. It's to help you evaluate what you need to know. All right, part 2. A lot of this is revolving around the Lightning platform, and that's something that we should really consider, because in the administrator exam, a lot of it was focused on general Salesforce and not the differences between Lightning and Classic. All right, going on to section 3 about the exam. So this exam has 60 multiple choice questions. You have an hour and 45 minutes to take it. You need a passing score of 63%. This is a little bit lower than the admin exam, but don't let that fool you. You need to study really hard for it and know that you're going to pass the exam. This does not have any prerequisites. Can't use any materials for it, and you can do this online, which is my recommendation, or you can do it at a certified testing center for Salesforce. All right. Section 4 is all about the different training classes. You can do an instructor-led training, which is really expensive from Salesforce, or you can do it on your own using other resources out there like Mike Wheeler's videos, on the YouTube videos. You can just have the experience and be able to take those exams and pass them. I really do recommend that you have experience when you take this, as it will just help you solve these questions with different use cases that you've come across. All right, section 5, we're moving on to the exam outline. At 8%, the first section that we're going to cover is Salesforce fundamentals. So this is a lot of stuff that you would see on the admin exam. Just kind of the capabilities and how of the standard objects in Salesforce and how they relate to each other, like how do accounts and contacts relate to each other, specifically with person accounts, or how does the opportunity object and the lead object connect with each other. Also, understand why you'd want to use the App Exchange for some reasons. That's really important. A lot of questions on the exam will tell you, like, give you a certain scenario, and you'll have to identify the boundaries of what Salesforce can do and what they can't do with this, and what use cases will need code or Apex. And the next section is data modeling and management, and this comes in at 20%. A lot of the questions around here revolve around field types and what happens if you change a field type. Let's say if you want to change one from a lookup field to a text field, you're going to have some data loss there. Also, given a set of requirements, you'll want to determine what type of field type you're going to use. So like if you're going to use a pick list, a text field, or a multi-select pick list field, and understand the capabilities and the restrictions of all of those different field types. times that you'd want to use the schema builder rather than other declarative tools in Salesforce. You'll also want to understand how to use external objects and external field types. That's really important. Also understand, this is something that came up a lot in the admin exam, but describe how and which tools you would use when exporting data or importing data into Salesforce. All right, the next section is coming in at 10%, and this is security. A lot of it is around field level security. So understand the capabilities of those and how you would restrict different objects in Salesforce. Also, you will get story questions, and you'll be given, or you'll have to solve for the best answer or come up with the best scenario that you would solve for it. All right, next section is the biggest section in this exam, which is the business logic and process automation. Just kind of going through really quick, you'll want to know use cases for record types, formula fields. Roll-up summary fields are really important. The difference between roll-up summary fields and, let's say, lookup fields, and why you can't use roll-up summary fields when you have a lookup field. Another one is for validation rules. Approval processes, know when to use a workflow, a visual flow, and a process builder. This is really important. So you should know the capabilities and the use cases for each of those. Again, story problems are really important here. So given a scenario, a business case that you will often see in the real world, recommend a way to automate that hiccup that they are having. So that's 27%. I would spend a lot of time researching this, and anything that's maybe not really common knowledge or easy for you to recall, I would spend time studying that. Next one at 13% is the social. So a lot of this is revolving around Twitter and YouTube and LinkedIn. So understand the different capabilities of using those social features. This is a super important thing, but if you can recall, this is an easy 3% on your test. The next one is user interface, and that is at 14%. So it is a larger part, and you will want to do this. A lot of these questions will be around Lightning components and the different Lightning apps, Lightning app pages, things like that. It will all be in Lightning. So make sure that you understand how buttons and links and actions work, in which scenarios those would work. Understand how the Lightning app builder works as well and how you would deploy that. All right, the next one is reporting, and that's coming in at 5%. You're going to want to know the different dashboard components and how to set up and recommend different report types, Those two categories are really important. Another one at 5% is the mobile. The one thing that is really important on this test is understanding global and object-specific actions and action layouts in Salesforce Mobile. This is a different experience. Also understand a little bit of how the interface works. Like if you want the first thing that opens is a custom app in Salesforce, you're going to want that to be the first on the navigation menu. All right, and that's at 5%. And the last section here is app development, and that's coming in at 8%. A lot of this is regarding the SDLC, or the software development lifecycle, and how you go through the different sandboxes and deploy a new app. Something that's really important is to understand the differences between the different types of sandboxes. So you have Developer Pro, you've got full copies, you've got partial copies, and you have developer sandboxes, and all of those have different use cases in the SDLC. So be sure to understand that. Another thing is a change set, and understand what you can and cannot put in a change set. Another use case is using managed packages and unmanaged packages. There's some things that when you're deploying, you're going to want to put into an unmanaged package and then put it in your production environment. And then finally, when you have a scenario, be sure to recommend the best deployment plan possible for your new app. All right, thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, be sure to drop them down below in the comment section. I hope you all do really well on your Platform App Builder exam. Be sure to like and subscribe and keep a lookout for the next questions video that we'll be covering for the App Builder exam. Thanks.